Now for the reigning Major League regular season champs, the best record in baseball, the Brewers. They added in free agency Luis Rengifo, the infielder, 1 year, $3.5 million. Gary Sanchez, the crack in the catcher, 1 year, 1.75. Akil Baddoo, 1 year, 1.25. And they brought back Brandon Woodruff to head their rotation, 1 year, $22.5 million. They traded for David Hamilton from Boston, Kyle Harrison from Boston, Brandon Sproat from the Mets as a starter, Jet Williams, who plays infield and outfield from the Mets, and Angel Zerpa, a reliever from the Royals, who was actually pretty good a season or two ago.
Yep.
They lost Shelby Miller to the Cubs. Jordan Montgomery went back to Texas. Jose Quintana to Colorado. So a couple starters right there. Rhys Hoskins is still a free agent. Danny Jansen, he's the catcher now with Texas. Freddie Peralta, they traded him to the Mets, so you lost your ace. Caleb Durbin, you traded him to Boston. And then Nick Mears, you traded to Kansas City. So they seem to be regular season merchants last year. And they also were very, very down on the power side of things with their offense. How do we expect the offense and the power to be going into this year?
Truthfully, not much better. I still think that they could win a lot of games as they did last year, but I don't expect this team to have a lot of pop per se. I think Yelich could potentially lead the team in home runs, and Gary Sanchez could finish top three.
I'd love to see Yelich in the home run derby.
Yeah, well, Big Cat would not. So they do have one of the deepest outfields in Major League Baseball, and I think that that's worth pointing out. Jackson Chourio, Mitchell, Sal Frelick, Christian Yelich, Jake Bowers, Blake Perkins. They have 6 guys in their outfields that could be everyday starters. Now, Yelich maybe, depending on the park, doesn't have the legs quite anymore, but he's obviously going to be an everyday player for them at DH. I'm interested to see where this team's pitching rotation ends up, because that is going to be what determines this team's season if they could be a playoff team again. Does Woodruff still have it? Can he stay healthy?
Yeah.
And then the young guys in Mizorowski and Sproat are the two that I'm really looking at on this team, that if there's going to be elite, I mean, Mizorowski's got gas, man. Those would be the two guys I'd look at. Hey, if somebody's going to head up this pitching rotation and be the reason that they are back to being a playoff team, or maybe even surprising again and competing to win this division, those would be the two pitchers that I think would make impacts.
Took the words right out of my mouth. My next question was going to be about that rotation, how you stabilize it after trading away Peralta, Sproat, Mizorowski.
Pray.
Woodruff, when he's healthy, has been a top-of-the-line pitcher. He was over Freddie Peralta as the ace at one point.
Yeah, it's just
Corbin Burns just a couple years ago now at this point.
It's tough to imagine he plays a full season, but can they get him healthy long enough and for playoff baseball potentially is the question.
And Mizorowski's a guy who should be talked about not on par with Skeens, but as a step below Skeens, in my opinion. And I just feel like he's not getting that overall love that he deserves.
I mean,
he was an all-star, deservingly or not last year. He was an all-star.
He throws queso. like
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I think that if the rotation and the young guys, we don't know what Jet Williams, who they got from the Mets, will be.
Like, I look at Mizorowski the way that I look at Savage and Schlittler. Like, I think he's that level caliber of young pitcher where you're like, I saw enough, and you could even argue you saw more out of Mizorowski because of the body of work, but I saw enough of you at a high-end level to think you could be a real key piece of this team's future.
The fact that you're comparing Schlittler to Mizorowski makes me feel really excited about Schlittler, because honestly, between those 3 guys you named, I would rank them Mizorowski, Savage, Schlittler as 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I don't hate the ranking. I'm just saying, like, these guys are a new era of really high-end pitchers that maybe aren't quite in your Skubal conversation, but in a year where maybe one of those guys doesn't have a great year, come 2029, those guys will be in Cy Young conversations, I feel.
That would be really sick, especially you need more names out there. Other than the AL MVP, you want to have fresh awards for every other position.
Yeah.